The Pet Show with Dr. Katie Nelson.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Pet Show with Dr. Katie. I'm Dr. Katie Nelson. In this half hour, we focus on all things regarding your beloved pets, from health to proper care to fun. And we always want to know about you and your pets, so feel free to email me at petshow, all one word, @news8.net. Coming up on the show today, we'll talk with the Vice President of the American Kennel Club and introduce you to a competitor in one of the fastest growing dog sports. And it's bug season. We'll get some tips on protecting your pets from ticks and other pests. Plus, we'll meet an adorable adoptable from the Washington Humane Society. And trust me, she is adorable. Let's begin with this week's Shedline News. This is animal news that you may or may not have heard about. Well, the ocean is full of creatures, but this is one sight that took some people at a Florida beach by surprise. It's an elephant taking a dip in the ocean. A beachgoer captured this unusual sight on cameras in Pinellas County. He says he could not believe his eyes. Some believe the elephant may have been part of a beach birthday party. And look very closely at this video. These are not pandas. They're dogs groomed and colored to resemble pandas. Apparently, it's all the rage in China right now. The grooming and coloring lasts for about 6 weeks. Then the chows go in for a touch-up. We're told there are no chemicals or cruelty involved. A cat is being hailed a hero after saving a little boy from a vicious dog attack. The 4-year-old was playing outside his home in Bakersfield, California, when a neighbor's dog suddenly bit into his leg and started dragging him. And that's when the family cat ran over and plowed straight into the dog. The cat, named Tara, literally chased off the dog and then came back to check on the boy. The boy's mom says he needed a few stitches, but he's doing just fine. I love that story. That was my favorite story of the week. All right. Well, it's one of the fastest growing dog sports in the country. It's called agility, an athletic event where dogs and their handlers navigate through an obstacle course while racing against the clock. And this unique sport is attracting the 50-year-old and over club as well. Joining me now on this spectacular sport is Gina DiNardo, Vice President of the American Kennel Club, and agility competitor Susan Colster, along with her dog, Faith. Welcome to the Pet Show, guys.
Thanks for having us.
I mean, this is a pet show, so we always kind of have to introduce the dog first.
Of course.
So tell us a little bit about Faith, and then we'll kind of circle back to what we're talking about.
Well, Faith is a Shetland sheepdog. She started training in agility about 3 years ago and started actively competing about 18 months ago. She's now running at the excellent level, which is the most difficult course and the shortest time period.
And you said she just turned 7.
She just turned 7 years old.
She's not quite a, quote, senior yet, but she's almost a senior.
She is not. I just retired my older dog at 12 last summer.
Wow.
She had her agility championship twice over and was retired last summer, partly to make room for Faith in the competition lineup.
Yeah. So, tell us about this. I mean, welcome first off to the Pet Show. We haven't had you here before, so I'm excited to have you guys. But, how is it that the AKC is so integral and get involved in this agility sport?
Well, the American Kennel Club really wants to foster the healthiest, happiest relationship that you can have with your dogs. And learning about the AKC sports and training your dog is a great way to bond with your dog. And it's also just a great way to stay active, both for the pet and the owner. So the American Kennel Club's agility program is the fastest growing program in the country. It's the fastest growing dog sport, and it's just something we're happy to promote because spending time with your dog in an activity that you love is great for everyone.
And this was the first year too at the at Westminster that mixed breeds could actually participate as well.
So the American Kennel Club has welcomed mixed breeds through our Canine Partners program for many years, but Westminster for the first time offered agility competition for mixed breeds, so it got a lot of notoriety. But all dogs are welcome in AKC agility events.
I love that. So tell us how you got involved in this, because this is not your first rodeo, as you were saying.
No, it's not. Faith is actually my 4th competition dog. I started training for agility with a dog in 1997, started competing him in 99. He retired, moved on to the second dog, ran her for a few years. My little dog that just retired last summer, we actually ran together for 9 years. She started competing when she was about 3 years old and retired at 12.
Wow.
And now it's Faith's turn.
Well, I'm a lady and you're a lady, so I will not ask you your age, but how is it that you feel this benefits you as well, not just the dogs?
I tend to run fairly fast dogs. the first couple I could keep up with. As I've aged, my handling has had to improve a little bit. I am not nearly as fast as this four-legged wind sprinter here.
Stay in shape,
but you do have to stay in shape, and it's great mental exercise as well, because every agility course is different. They use the same obstacles, but the patterns are always different and the sequence is always different. You get 8 minutes to walk the course without your dog, playing your handling strategy, and that's it. And then everyone, the course is cleared, and they start running dogs.
And interestingly enough, we did a survey last year of our agility competitors, and over 58% of them are age 50 and older. And it's just a great thing for empty nesters and the older demographic to get involved with, because it is a good, fun way to exercise outside of the gym. And it's also the mental stimulation, the camaraderie. You meet people who, you know, share your passion and your love, so it's social. And it's a really great thing to try if you have a dog and it needs an outlet for its exercise or mental stimulation. Agility is a great choice.
Yeah, and these guys definitely are one of the most perfect breeds for this because of their build and their brain power and their drive. But generally, I mean, most working dogs are going to do really well at this. I would say terriers probably do exceedingly well at this as well. And then just any of the dogs, like you said, that really need some of that
mental outlet. Almost any dog can, you know, the dogs that are most successful at the higher levels of competition are the really agile, fast things like Shelties, Border Collies.
All those,
but all dogs can compete in agility. AKC has a separate class called the preferred class, which is a competition with less jumps and slower,
It's a lower jump height, and they get 5 extra seconds.
So for the older dogs or the slower dogs, it evens the playing field.
Well, this is awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming in today. We'll have that website up there, so you can go to the AKC website and learn more about agility and how you can get involved in your community. And thank you guys so much for coming in today.
Thanks for having us.
I appreciate it. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we'll meet the author of a book based on World War I's bravest dog.
The Pet Show with Dr. Katie is brought to you in part by the Lost Dog Cafe.
Since 2001, Lost Dog and Cat Rescue Foundation and Lost Dog Cafe have saved more than 22,000 homeless dogs and cats. You can help by dining at Lost Dog Cafe. When you enjoy any of our gourmet pizzas, delicious sandwiches, or anything else from our menu, a portion of every bill goes to support the Lost Dog and Cat Rescue Foundation. Even if you're just enjoying one of the 300 beers from our world-class selection, you are making a difference. Find your way to Lost Dog Cafe.
The Lost Dog and Cat Rescue Foundation saves the lives of thousands of homeless and abandoned pets each year. Bring the love of a furry friend into your home. Find an adoption event at a Petco or PetSmart near you. Visit lostdogrescue.org.
Hey phone, give me the best pizza in this area.
I found 20 paisanos near you.
Now give me the best calzones in this area.
I found 20 paisanos near you.
Okay, what about subs in this area?
Don't you understand? I found 20 paisanos near you.
I think I need a salad too.
Enough already. Go to Paisanos.
Paisanos it is.
Rated best pizza in DC, Maryland, and Virginia by WTOP listeners.
Paisanos, not just pizza, but something for everyone.
Coles Parkway Ford. If you buy a Ford anywhere else, you'll simply pay too much. Come to Coles Parkway Ford's Memorial Day sales event happening all month long, where new Ford Fiestas start at just $99.97, new Ford F-150s start at just $15,991, and new Ford Escapes start at just $16,992. Other Ford dealers say they have the best deals, but at Coles, it happens every day. Visit us online at colesford.com. If you buy a Ford anywhere else, you'll simply pay too much.
The Lost Dog and Cat Rescue Foundation saves the lives of thousands of homeless and abandoned pets each year. Bring the love of a furry friend into your home. Find an adoption event at a Petco or PetSmart near you. Visit lostdogrescue.org.
Our next guest has written 2 books about the important role that dogs have played in our nation's military. Stubby the War Dog was written for both children and adults and tells us an amazing story about a dog named Stubby who played an integral role in World War I. Joining me now is the author of Stubby the War Dog, Ann Bossum. Ann, welcome to the Pet Show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Yeah. Now, okay, first off, how did you come about this story?
So Stubby in real life was a stray dog, and he was also a stray story that I came across by accident when I was doing some research for another project. And when I first began reading about him, the stories about him were so unbelievable, I thought they had been made up.
Yeah.
And when I figured out that there was truth to be explored, I knew I had to write a book about him.
Yeah. So tell our viewers, okay, we've got the cover up there. I love that. And we've got Stubby here on our set too.
He's easy to travel with.
Yes, yes he is, and never has to go out for early morning walks.
No, very low demanding.
That's right. So, tell our viewers what to expect when they pick up a copy of this book. Tell us about Stubby.
So the book that we ended up writing the book twice, once for adults, once for children, and the book for young people includes the motif of a scrapbook, which is something that Stubby's best human friend, Robert Conroy, a soldier from World War I, created for Stubby. And a lot of the most charming illustrations from that original scrapbook have been reproduced in our book, along with the text that gives the context for his story and how the dog was smuggled over to France and the adventures the two had together while they were there.
Wow. So he was smuggled to France.
Smuggled to France, and you can't keep a dog a secret forever. But Stubby was a very smart dog, and he had learned a number of military tricks and processes along the way, and so when a commanding officer discovered that Stubby had made it to France and was getting ready to scold the soldier, and who knows what would have happened to Stubby, the dog knew that at that moment you needed to sit down if you're a dog, you sit down, you rear up your front legs, and then this one goes like this.
No way.
He knew how to salute. And that was his ticket into the military.
Oh my gosh.
So he became an official mascot and proved to be much more than that when they got to the war front and the fighting began.
Yeah.
So he was very useful. He could tell when poisonous gas attacks were happening and alert the soldiers to put on their protective gas mask. The dog had his own gas mask. Oh. He helped to guard the prisoners of war. He actually captured a prisoner all by himself at one point, and helped to rescue wounded soldiers on the field. Did all sorts of heroic and useful things.
Wow. So he really was one of the first assistance dogs, that we've ever really heard of.
Exactly. Now we take it for a matter of course that dogs are an integral part of our fighting forces, and they're treated with great respect and are trained to do remarkable feats. And Stubby was really on the cutting edge of that before the U.S. military even had Army service dogs, military service dogs.
Yeah. And he is he a pity mix?
He's one of those dogs. I think you can look at him and see whatever you want in him, and he is, I think the historical record suggests he's closest to a Boston Terrier. Back when the breed was still being designed, developed, he actually was larger than they are now.
Okay.
Probably stood about this high. Okay. You can see for yourself, because at the end of his life he was viewed as so historic that his remains were actually preserved, and he is in the Smithsonian. So for all of you people in Washington, D.C., you can see him yourself.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm going to have to take a little field trip over there just to see that.
Absolutely.
So. Well, thank you so very much for coming. We have your website. We will have the website up on our Pet Show Facebook page this weekend as well. And thank you so much for telling this story, because I think it's incredibly powerful and incredibly touching. And as you said, it's something that now we sort of take for granted, but he was sort of the first of his breed, if you will.
He cut the path. Yes,
absolutely. Well, thank you, Ann, for joining us.
Thank you. My pleasure.
All right, everybody, keep it right here. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we'll get some tips on keeping your pet safe from ticks.
Dave Lucas weekdays on News Channel 8.
I'm Brian Gary. There's one thing people forget about when they're replacing their windows. I went to the expert, Carl, the general manager here at Renewal by Anderson. Carl, there's one thing that they don't do or think about. What is it?
Well, the one thing would be glass loss, and you're going to get that with a poor quality vinyl window.
So the cheaper vinyl window, when you say glass loss, is because of how much frame it takes to carry that piece of glass.
Let's look at this window. Take a look at how thick the frame actually is. It's actually weak, and it's required just to support all this glass. Now, if you take a look at our window over here, this window is made of Fibrex. Fibrex is twice as strong as vinyl, and it's made of wood and a polymer combined, which is going to give you the maintenance-free aspect, and it's going to last for many years.
So your frames are just so much thinner also.
Well, it is a lot thinner. Thinner frames means more glass, which is actually more light into the home.
Going into the house. Nice.
The top windows are Renewal by Anderson windows, and the bottom bottom ones are the thick vinyl windows that we're replacing. You can see the glass loss.
Carl, you do some intensive testing here at Renewal by Anderson.
Well, we're the window replacement division of Anderson, and all our windows have to perform to their high standards. We test our windows to withstand winds up to 120 miles per hour, to withstand 8 inches of rain per hour, and we hold up to temperatures from 180 degrees Fahrenheit to minus 20 degrees.
Is it true you don't give an estimate, you give something even better?
Well, we do. Estimates change over the course of a project, and our customers really don't like that. So here's what we do. We do a free window diagnosis. We're going to come out to your home, we're going to measure the windows, and then we're going to go over all the options with you. Then we're going to develop a price that's going to be right down to the penny. And that quote is going to be good for a full year.
Buy one window or patio door, and your next window or patio door is 40% off, with no money down, no payments, and no interest for a full year.
Call and schedule your free window diagnosis at 1-800-697-0100. That's 1-800-697-0100.
It's springtime finally, and even though we're enjoying the gorgeous weather, the warm climate has ushered in the return of the bugs. And in case you didn't know, some of the most troubling pests that can transmit disease to your pets include ticks, mosquitoes, fleas, and even sandflies. Joining us now with some tips to protect your pet is Damian Sanchez. He's the owner of the Mosquito Squad of Greater Washington, D.C. Damian, welcome back to the Pet Show.
Thanks for having me.
Happy to have you guys here, and I'm going to give my shameless plug. This is not a paid endorsement, but I have to say Mosquito Squad has changed our life at our house, because we have been using you guys now for 2 years, since I first met you actually, and we actually can use our yard for the first time since we've lived there in 8 years. It's unbelievable. So that's my shameless plug. Sorry about that, but I had to get that out of the way. All right, so the real reason you're here is because, let's talk about ticks first off. I mean, they're not only ugly and disgusting, but they carry some horrific stuff.
They are, especially in this area, the greater metro area. We have ticks all over the place, especially during this time of year. You're going to have, ticks climbing up on the foliage, and as you or your dog are going to come in contact with them, and then they bite, and then they transmit the saliva, and then they, all very disgusting. But
super.
But Lyme disease now is the most prevalent tick-borne illness. So it's a bacterial infection, and dogs and people can get it.
Yeah. And we used to think of Lyme disease as being pretty much a northeastern disease, but now it's been diagnosed in all 48 of the lower states. I mean, it's a disease that's on the move too, because our pets and ourselves are on the move as well.
Yeah, I mean, and the tough thing with pets, I mean, you let them outside, and they, they come in contact with them. They can bring them in the house too. So so trying to be thorough and checking your pets as they go outside and come back in is very important.
Yeah, and using their preventative every month too. I mean, that's a really, really big part of keeping them safe and healthy as well.
Yes, I mean, obviously people need to contact their veterinarians, and but the other things that people can do to help prevent it are just keeping a well manicured lawn, because ticks need a launching pad in order to come in contact with a dog or a person, and as long as if you're removing that, when you're walking on top of them, you're not gonna come into contact with them. But so just manicuring your lawn, using a service like Mosquito Squad. All those things can help to prevent them from, getting in contact with your pet and you.
And I mean, you guys, as we mentioned, I mean, it's not just mosquitoes, obviously, that you do, or ticks, but I mean, mosquitoes really are not just itchy things. I mean, they carry a number of diseases as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's probably, I think malaria has been considered the #1 killer of men
in the world.
Yeah, since man's been here.
Yeah.
And so it's, we haven't had to deal with it as much here in the U.S., but it's something that's more recent. In the past we had malaria epidemics as well.
My father was diagnosed with West Nile disease probably 9 years ago, and that was because of a mosquito bite as well. For our pets, I mean, they are really prone to the mosquito bites because of heartworms. I mean, mosquitoes are the heartworm carriers as well. So what is it that you guys do? Tell our viewers just specifically what it is that you guys do really when your service comes in and how you help with preventing this.
Well, what we're trying to do is, we want to take, we do what we call barrier spray application. And what we're trying to do is we're targeting the areas that ticks and mosquitoes are going to be. And by doing that, we're not trying to blanket everything. We want to be very targeted. We're treating the underside of the leaves. That's where mosquitoes will harbor. We're trying to treat the, the tall vegetation, the bushes, tall grasses, places that the ticks will be as well. And so by treating those areas, it kind of works in three ways. There's the immediate knockdown, so we kill the mosquitoes and ticks that are right there in the area. Then there's also a repellency aspect. This isn't so much for the tick, because the tick will just fall off wherever they land. But with mosquitoes, the repellency, they don't want to fly over an area that's been treated. And so that lasts for a period of time. Then after that, there's a residual that's effective. There's like a little microencapsulation that persists over time. It gives you about 30 days. And then any mosquitoes that wander into that area and then they land on that underside of the leaf, they come in contact with it, it kills it. So the goal is that you have a outdoor living space that doesn't have any mosquitoes, because those are the ones that are usually,
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming, Damien. I really appreciate it. We've got their website right up there, and we're going to take our last break, and when we come back, we'll have a beautiful dog with a remarkable story that I'm hoping you might want to make part of your family.
The Pet Show with Dr. Katie is brought to you in part by the Lost Dog Cafe.
At Lost Dog Cafe, you'll find something for everyone in a friendly, casual dining atmosphere, featuring wall-to-wall murals by local artists. From our gourmet pizzas to more than 50 unique sandwiches, pastas, or salads, Lost Dog Cafe can feed even the pickiest eaters. Top it off with one of our more than 300 beers and huge wine selection, or have any of it delivered to your doorstep. Find your way to Lost Dog Cafe.
It's the Mattress Warehouse Memorial Day sale with mattresses starting at $99. Plus, save up to $1,000 on the Serta iComfort Closeout Special. Get a free Kindle Fire HD or free Dyson vacuum with select purchases. Hurry, sale ends soon.
Imagine if you could predict an accident before it happened. Introducing the world's first car that warns you of a possible collision 2 cars ahead, helping you avoid accidents you don't see coming. Lease the all-new Infiniti Q50 with all-wheel drive for $369 a month. Visit your local Infiniti retailer.
Good morning, sir. Welcome to Old Town Pet Resort. How can I help you?
Yes, hi. I'm ready to check in.
I'm sorry, sir. Old Town Pet Resort is for pets only.
I know. I can't wait for my 5-star suite. I'll take a dip in the pool, maybe get a haircut, and then just hang out with my friends.
I'd love to help you. Just come back with a pet and we'll do all those things and more.
Right. I'll be back. Good luck.
Meow.
It's the Mattress Warehouse Memorial Day sale with mattresses starting at $99. Plus, save up to $1,000 on the Serta iComfort Closeout Special. Get a free Kindle Fire HD or free Dyson vacuum with select purchases. Hurry, sale ends soon.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Pet Show. It's my favorite time of the week. It's time to meet our adorable adoptable from the Washington Humane Society. Today, we welcome back Heather Tennyson and the adorable Elizabeth. I am completely in love with this girl. She is so sweet.
Elizabeth is very sweet. She is one of our really special cases. She has been with us since December. The Washington Humane Society humane law enforcement officers rescued her from a really unfortunate situation, just no food, no water, extreme heat conditions. So luckily she's in our hands. She is a 2-year-old American Staffordshire mix. So she is just a total love bug. She is very treat-driven, as you can tell, yes. She knows her commands really well. She sits, she walks very easily, and she's just a love bug. She loves attention, she loves people, so she's just a total doll.
Oh my God, she has one of the sweetest faces.
Yeah, and a fun fact about Elizabeth, she actually loves water. So she's constantly playing in water, and like if you walk by puddles, and she loves pools. So we have a lot of really cute pictures of her playing in pools. So she's a big fan.
Oh, she's so sweet. And you said she's what, 2.5?
She is 2 years old.
2
Yeah,
years
so
old.
she's got a lot of love to give. So.
Oh, yes, she does. And she is like, she looks to me like a super athlete. So if we've got some active people that are out there that are runners, hikers,
if you love to run,
swimmers.
hike, exactly, be outside with your pup. She's got a lot of energy, which is a good thing, but you want to have a nice active lifestyle with her. She's the dog for you. So no jumping. Can you say please? Good
Oh
girl.
my gosh, she's so sweet. All right, so we're going to have more info on her up on our Pet Show Facebook page. But for now, let's talk about the Bark Ball.
Yep.
Bark Ball is coming up in June.
It is. It's our premier black tie gala for the 4 on the floor crowd, is what we like to call it.
Love it.
So, yeah, it's on June 14th at the Washington Hilton. And this event is wonderful because guests can actually bring their dogs with them.
Yes.
So, we have a couple different ticket options available. Standard tickets are $250. We're actually featuring a new young professionals ticket for those people that are 35 and under.
Nice.
And we have tables available
I do
for
not
$2,500.
Womp womp.
But just a couple different ticket options to hopefully attract a lot of different people to this great event.
Wonderful. It is so much fun. I've gone the past couple years, and it is just an absolute blast. And it is so funny, the outfits that some people put their pets in.
Absolutely. I mean, the people obviously dress up, but the dogs just as much. You know, they're wearing little bow ties and tuxes and little dresses.
Tutus.
Exactly.
And, I mean, some of the dog dresses last year that I saw, I'm like, I think that might have cost more than what I'm wearing.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. The pictures are always really great.
They are. And I'll be there again this year. I'm going to be one of your media ambassadors this year, so I'm super excited to be back. So,
and if there are any questions, you can get more information at www.barkball.org.
Excellent. And we'll have more information on Elizabeth on our Pet Show Facebook page. We've got their website up right there. And thank you so much, Heather, for coming
Thanks so
and
much
for all that
having
you
us.
do for WHS.
Thank
you
you.
do some amazing work. So, all right. Well, check out Elizabeth on our Facebook page. She's a precious girl. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I'm Dr. Katie Nelson. Please don't forget to send your questions to petshow@news8.net. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Dr. Katie Nelson. And as always, please check out our Facebook page. We'll have all the links for you there. And we leave you with this week's Fur Fix, some dogs enjoying a little baseball at Nats Park. See you guys next week.
Non-stop local news, live all day long on News Channel 8. Get the day's top local stories, day or night. Non-stop news that affects you, your neighborhood, your family, your bottom line.
Police are looking for the man who broke in.
Breaking news coverage like none other, live as it happens. Plus, up-to-the-minute forecasts.
We're talking 40s, but it'll feel like
to keep you ahead of any storm. News Channel 8, non-stop live local news. Capital Insider on News Channel 8, the #1 news program for the issues that matter most. Hosted by an anchor with a record you can trust.
I'm Morris Jones. Join me weeknights at 8 on Capital Insider. Government is the engine that runs this city. That's why Government Matters.
Government Matters, a program on News Channel 8 focused on the management of our government. Government Matters, Sundays at 1:30 on News Channel 8.
Morris Jones weeknights on News Channel 8.
Thank you for calling Colonial Penn Life Insurance Company. I'm glad I was able to help you today. Hi, my name is Jonathan Lawson, and I'm a customer service representative for Colonial Penn Life Insurance Company. Insurance can sometimes be difficult to understand, but here at Colonial Penn, we make it simple. Alex Trebek has been representing Colonial Penn for over 10 years and is here to tell you how we do it.
Thanks, Jonathan. I'm happy to be here with these knowledgeable Colonial Penn representatives. I know that customer service is a priority for them. I've been representing Colonial Penn for over 10 years, talking about their guaranteed acceptance life insurance. If you're 50 to 85, write down the toll-free number on your screen and call for free information. With this insurance, there's no medical exam, no health questions either. Guaranteed. You cannot be turned down because of your health. Your rate will never go up, and your benefit will never go down due to age. It costs less than 35 cents a day. That's less than the cost of a daily newspaper. Call them now. You'll be glad you did.
At Colonial Penn, we've been serving our customers for over 50 years, and we have over 500,000 life insurance policies in force that help cover funeral costs, medical bills, credit card balances, or other final expenses. We're committed to our customers. We make insurance simple.
Call Colonial Penn now at 1-800-326-0669 for free information and a free gift. That's 1-800-326-0669.